chicken.
Like this big.
Okay, yeah.
You want some?
Does she speak English yet? Spurgeon? Did she talk?
Yeah.
Just so it's
She just now. She came late last night.
Oh.
And she's really little.
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Thursday, July 22nd, and guess what? It's time for a Duggar update. So yesterday, Miss Jessa, she dropped her third installment of her birth story. I think this might be the last one, but I'm not sure. I mean, we could get a fourth. But this one was where the kids were meeting the baby for the very first time, which was absolutely adorable. And there was a spot in this video where Jessa accidentally outed one of her family members' secrets. And it's been one that we've been tracking for several months. And now we have certifiable evidence of Jana Duggar sitting next to her boyfriend, or her alleged boyfriend. I mean, what do we call him? Her courter, her courtship guy, Stephen Wisman. So let's break this down. In the video, there was some stuff that happened in the beginning. Jim Bob Duggar was there. Yeah, that's right. Jim Bob Duggar showed up on camera, and he wasn't really on camera. Jim Bob Duggar was not really on camera per se. Jim Bob was like more in the background, but you could hear his voice. And when he was talking, you could hear people on the phone. A lot of you guys were like, oh, that sounds like Josh.
It's 2/3 of the way now, Jess.
90%.
Okay, great. Yeah. I'm over here. Came by to see Ben and Jessa's baby. You want to tell them congratulations? Here.
Baby Fern.
How do you say the middle name?
Eliana.
Eliana.
Well, y'all have a good one there. Congratulations.
It sounded like a woman to me, and I don't know that it was actually Josh that he was on the phone with. And I know sometimes we want to just assume that everything revolves around Josh, but some of you guys were like, oh, it sounds like a name change or a voice changer.
Here.
Baby Fern.
How do you say the middle name?
Eliana.
Eliana.
Well, y'all have a good one there. Congratulations.
I don't know that they changed the voice, and I don't know that it's a voice alterer. It sounds like, I don't even know. He's talking to someone, okay? And we already know that Josh can't meet his new niece, and he can't be around any children that are not his own. So it doesn't really, I mean, that's a good thing, right? So Ivy got to meet her little sister, and Ivy was giving her baby sister a lot of kisses, and Ivy looked absolutely adorable, and just the whole first meeting was super cute. And then they go to the Duggars' house, and everyone's over at the Duggars, and they're all eating together at the big table at the Duggars' big house. And Spurgeon is like the center of attention, and he is going on and on and on, and they're asking him questions about the baby. You know, they ask him about, does the baby talk English yet? How big is the baby? What's the baby's name? And Spurgeon is sitting at the end of the table, like at the very head, and he's like got sunglasses on, and he's looking totally like cute, and he's answering the questions, and he's completely eating up the attention that he's getting. And the person who's doing the camera or manning the camera is like going in and out and in and trying not to show anything that's on one side of the table where you could clearly see people on the other side. Like on the one side that we visibly could see, you could for sure see that John David was there and that Abby was there, and they had some friends over. And then on the other side, they tried to hide Jana and Stephen, and we saw Ben's mom sitting at the table. So Ben's mom was there, and then as they panned out quick, you see Stephen and Jana literally sitting next to each other. It looks like they might have been having some ice cream and all just sort of chatting away. So this is not the first time that Jessa's videos have outed family secrets. If you remember, Jessa accidentally outed her sister-in-law Anna Duggar when she was pregnant. In Henry's birthday this spring, they were putting together a cake, and because they, you know how the Duggars, they make their ice cream cakes, so they make a bunch of ice cream sandwiches, and then they put whipped cream on top, and then I don't even know, chopped fudge, all that stuff, and it's like a cheap way to make an ice cream cake. So she was making one of those, and it was one of those that has like the dirt and worms, where it has like the Oreo cookies crumbled up, and then it has like the gummy worms on it, which is like every kid's favorite, I think. So she was getting that all set up for the kids, and when she panned out, you could see that Anna was pregnant, and Anna had not announced her pregnancy yet. So that started the whole speculation of Anna's pregnant rumors, and now we have Jessa suddenly accidentally dropping that Jana's got Steven over at her house, over at the big house. And so this is now the second time they've been spotted together in the month of July. She was in Nebraska, where she was spotted with him publicly at the 4th of July, where she was at an event with him. They performed, the Wisman family, and Jana was seen walking around with him, and she was seen, you know, trying to hide from cameras and trying to be kind of inconspicuous. You know, they've never, ever, ever gone public about this, and so the fact that the first time they're appearing on a Duggar photo or in a Duggar video, of course it would be on Jessa, because Jessa somehow just doesn't properly edit, or she somehow misses that her sister's secret is out. Do you ever feel like Jessa's a sister that just like slyly does these kinds of things because she doesn't want to keep your secrets? Like, or do you think she just doesn't pay attention when she's editing and she doesn't see, oh crap, you can totally tell that Jana's sitting next to Steven right there, and they haven't announced anything publicly. It's clear something's going on here, you guys. I don't know else why he's sitting at the kitchen table or the dining room table with Jana sitting next to them at the birth of Jana's nephew. I mean, why else is he there? It doesn't make any other sense than they're dating. You're not allowed to have friends if you're a guy and a girl. So the only reason they would be sitting right next to each other is because something is going on, in my opinion. So Jessa accidentally outs her sister and her sister's boyfriend, allegedly. So the other things in the video were Jessa talking about her birth experience, and they bring the baby home. So Ivy is super excited about being a big sister. The boys are super excited about being big brothers. They already are big brothers, and Ivy asks the baby to play. So the big question here is that now we have visible evidence that he was at Jed's wedding. We have visible evidence that they celebrated the 4th of July together. We have visible evidence that he was literally at their house this week. He probably is still there right now. So why are they keeping this a secret, and when do you think it's going to be made public? Do you think it's going to become a situation where they finally speak about it when they get engaged? Or do you think now that things are more private as a family and they are no longer on TV, they just want to have a more private relationship? Do you think that if they do get engaged, Jim Bob will try to find a way to sell the wedding? Remember how they were saying on The Sun? Do you remember how they said on The Sun that Jim Bob and the family were kind of irritated about how they were stuck in contracts and they were desperate to get out of those contracts because they wanted to be able to do stuff with other networks? That part of that desperation revolves around this relationship with Jana. A lot of people felt like the end of Counting On, the best way to end it would have been with a marriage of Jana, because literally everyone was waiting for Jana to get married. So do you think that if the two of them were to get engaged, do you think they would try to find a way to find a network to do the wedding? Or do you think part of the reason why Jana might have waited was because she didn't want to be on the show and she didn't want to have anything broadcast? We already had 2 weddings where they obviously were not filmed, and now we understand why they stopped filming. So do you think they might be scrambling to try to get a network to pick up so they can try to sell Jana's wedding? Can you imagine, just right off the bat, the kind of money they could make on Jana's wedding? How many of you would tune in for Jana's love story? I just want to know, right off the bat. Would you tune in knowing everything? Would that interest you? If and only if the money went to Jana and her new husband and not anyone else. Would you tune in for that? Do you think there's other reasons for the secrecy? Is that they just want to be private now? Do they just want to have a more non-public relationship where it's not for the fodder of all of us, even though it is? I mean, it's always the fodder over here. I want to know what your thoughts are about all of this. And do you think Jessa's like the worst sister ever that's constantly outing everyone's secrets? Like, if you had a secret, would you tell Jessa? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.